Of
I
course.
don't agree with you going to Epstein's Island and having freak-offs with Ghislaine Maxwell and the rest of them. You make yourself look like an idiot every single day when your wife is at home posting pictures that you're out and she wants to get used like a toy by a big black man who's cleaning her car.
Here's what I think about you. I watched the documentary. I think you're a fucking idiot. I think you're a sexist, misogynist, homophobic twerp who got exposed in a global way by Netflix, by Louis Theroux, for what you are.
Listen, sir, I don't know why you come on and you talk like you're holier than thou. As soon as you're away,
all right,
what is this? Applications are open.
All right, let's just
That's your ting, bro. That's your girl.
Let's end this.
Cooked.
You know what? I'm not doing this. Sorry, guys. It's pointless.
HS Tiki-Taki just destroyed Piers Morgan. What the fuck? So HS Tiki-Taki does an interview with Piers Morgan, and it gets pretty wild. I gotta admit that the whole thing seemed less like an interview and more like an attempt to clown HS Tiki-Taki for new Netflix documentary Inside the Manosphere. Now, you may be asking yourself, who the fuck is Piers Morgan? Don't worry, I got you. Piers Morgan is a British broadcaster, journalist, and TV personality known for his controversial, confrontational style interviews. So honestly, this is actually right down his alley. Now, HS appears not to be caught off guard this time. Unlike his appearance in Inside the Manosphere, he comes prepared for absolute smoke. Okay? I'm honestly not a fan of either one of these guys, but I am up to see a troll get out-trolled. I'm just being honest. As some of you all know, I have been very critical of HS in past videos. But just because I don't always agree with someone doesn't mean I become completely biased towards them. That's just ignorant. With that being said, I think Harrison handled himself very well in this interview. Actually, I think he handled himself better than Piers Morgan, which is the interviewer. That's crazy. But before we break all of this down, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. It goes a long way. All right, now back to the video. So when the interview starts off, Piers Morgan is basically just asking Harrison about his understanding of what he thought the documentary was going to be about. Because if you watch this documentary, it's very, very clear that none of these guys knew who Louis Theroux was or what his intentions was when they signed up for this documentary. They thought it would be their moment of glory. But in actuality, it was intended to humiliate them. Or at least that's what I got from it. But you can draw your own conclusions, okay? So I honestly thought that was a fair question, and I think Harrison answered it respectfully.
I'm just curious why you did the show. Did you not know Louis Theroux? Did you think it would be something else? Are you pleased with the way you came over?
So I had no idea who Louis Theroux was. The morning that he was coming round, I had some of my team come to me and go, "Oh, do you realize what this is? Do you realize who he is?" I wasn't asked, and I'm still not bothered about it, you know? Some people might think it was a mistake going on. Me, I thought it was a very, very fun experience.
Now look, I think Harrison is working very hard to uphold this image that he don't care. Because bro, you're going back and forward with random people in your DM. That's a clear sign that the negativity is getting to you. So stop it, okay? Get some therapy. Meet me back here in 30.
Is there not more to life to be achieved than rage baiting morons in their DMs?
Okay, I'm glad you called them morons, because that is the idiots that I've attracted from the mainstream coverage with the documentary. But there's a lot more to life. For me, the main thing in life is making money, being healthy, and enjoying that money with my family and having great experiences. The experiences that I have now, since I've come back for Mother's Day, whatever, with my mum, in the last, 5-6 years since I've been on social media, have been great. And they're the things that I'll be looking back on when I'm 60, 70 years old. The nice dinners, the nice weather, just the nice times that I've shared. So I don't think the beauty of life is rage baiting retards in my comments. But
see, you can't always take what people say at face value. Just because someone tell me something doesn't mean I'm just gonna believe it. You mean to tell me that you have time to go back and forth with people in the DMs? Nah. Some of us may have not paid attention to Blue's Clues, but I did. Okay? So Piers' next question was, and I'm paraphrasing, what message are you sending to your younger male audience? He says that his main concern is the effect that HS TikTok content is having on young teens, and also calls him out for being a hypocrite. Honestly, I think this is fair, but do I think Piers really cares? I don't know. HS is basically like, bro, all I care about is grifting, okay? They can take whatever they want from what they see, as long as I can scam them. Okay, relax, all right? He didn't really say those words exactly, but I know what you meant, HS. I know what you meant.
But what do you actually want your younger male followers to end up being like? It's a genuine question. Because in the Netflix show, what I saw was a guy who says, look, on the one hand, if I had a daughter who did OnlyFans, I'd disown her. And yet you are directly involved in promoting a load of women who are on OnlyFans, right?
You're a smart man, right? You wouldn't be in this position if you weren't a smart man. You can answer that question yourself. You know exactly why I'm promoting girls. I'm not even actively promoting any right now, but you know exactly why I'm doing it. You don't need to ask me that question. There you go. So why are you asking a question you already know?
No. I'm not.
It's a very, very easy answer.
You're missing my point, Harrison. I'm not disputing that you are making money, or you're perfectly entitled to. I'm just curious why you would want to send a message to young men you're trying to be influential over, to the extent where you want them to part with money to be like you. And on the one hand, your message is OnlyFans is awful. These girls that do it are awful. But on the other hand, you're making money promoting them. It's hypocritical.
I knew what you meant. Okay? Of course it is. It's all just a big pot of hypocritical soup. Wake up, people. Now, this is where the trolling begins to hijack the whole entire interview. I'm talking backseat, pew pew to the melon type of hijacking. Okay? This is crazy. Piers asks Harrison if he had a son that turned out to be somewhere over the rainbow, would he disown him?
And if you had a son who turned out to be gay, you would disown him, you said.
No, my actual life ambition, right, genuinely since young, is to grow up, make money, retire my mum, meet a nice girl from a good family, then have a gay child who fucks other guys. That's what I want.
Let me just ask you what you said in the documentary. You clearly actually would, by your own admission, disown a son who said they were gay. And yet your mother, you said, hates people that are racist, sexist, homophobic, and so on. Why be so brazenly homophobic if your own mother, who you clearly love and respect and care about, if she's so against that, why would you be so happy to be brazenly homophobic?
I wouldn't say I'm homophobic.
Now, I'm going to go off the rails here just a little bit, because I think the term homophobia is actually a misrepresentation of said action. And before you get mad and post your little hate comments, just follow along with me for a minute, all right? Let me cook. A phobia is an intense, irrational fear of a specific object, situation, or activity that poses little real danger, often causing extreme anxiety, panic attacks, and avoidance behavior. With that being said, I don't think most people are scared of gay people. I'm sure we could search very hard and find a weird scenario, but that's a really small percentage of people. This is like, instead of saying racist, you just slap phobia on the end of black or white. Black phobia, white phobia. It's not a good description. And it's lazy, honestly. But it's also off topic. So let's get back to the clip.
You would disown a child for being gay. That's about as homophobic as it gets.
That's your opinion, and in my opinion, that's not homophobic.
It's a fact of what homophobia is.
Okay.
What do you think homophobia is?
I think homophobia would be severely discriminating against gays. And I think that, you know, maybe going around and bullying them or whatever could be considered homophobic.
You don't think
I don't really care what the definition is.
Bullying them because of their sexuality?
I'm not bullying them. I'm not bullying my child.
By disowning them?
It's not bullying.
What is it?
Definitely not bullying.
Now, what Harrison just described is a better terminology for what we use as homophobia. I would like to call it homo hatred because it's just more in line with reality. But he said discrimination, and disowning his own child is definitely discrimination, okay? So by his own definition, he is contradicting himself yet again. But then Piers go and say that this is a form of bullying. And when I tell you, I've never seen two people with the sign pointing in the right direction and they still turn and go the wrong direction in real life. This is like a scene off Looney Tunes. Both of their points missed terribly because they both were wrong. Okay? Then things turned into a slugfest. Harrison gets upset for Piers calling him homophobic and then accuses Piers for going to Epstein Island. What the fuck? Epstein Island though? Epstein Island? Really, Piers? Now look, I don't really believe that Piers went to Epstein Island. And then he crashes out. And what really adds fuel to the fire is when Piers says that HS looks like an even bigger idiot than he did on Netflix documentary. HS Tiki Taki then starts to troll Piers Morgan on how his wife has publicly humiliated him. And he basically just says, bro, you look more like an idiot than me. And there's a lot of information out there about Piers Morgan's wife and her obsession with the pool boy and other men that's not her husband. So this really hit home with Piers Morgan, and he got so frustrated, bro. He almost started to do the Vince McMahon shake, bro. I'm like, oh shit. Calm down, Piers. Calm down, okay?
Of course. I don't agree with you going to Epstein's Island and having freak-offs with Ghislaine Maxwell and the rest of them. But I don't need to bring it up because this is about misogyny, just to be clear, and everything like this.
Harrison,
okay? I don't agree with that,
just
sir.
To be clear,
freak-offs on the island.
Yes, nor do I. And as is a
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Do you want to keep doing this? You'll make yourself look very stupid.
Are you sure, Piers?
That I've never been to Jeffrey Epstein's island. I'm 100% positive. I never met the man, never went to his island. I met Ghislaine Maxwell for 5 minutes at a book launch. Harrison.
Exactly.
You're making yourself look an even bigger idiot than you did on the Netflix show.
Oh, really? Really? Yes. To people like you, sir, I don't mind that. You make yourself look like an idiot every single day when your wife is at home posting pictures that you're out and she wants to get used like a toy by a big black man who is cleaning her car. Is that why you have a problem with me? Is that why you're pushing this homophobic narrative? Because I'm the big black man that shagged your wife while you are on holiday. Okay? We can all have a push and a shove, sir. Let's go back to talking about the documentary and less of the homophobia.
Do you know what? Here's what I think about you. I watched the documentary. I think you're a fucking idiot. I think you're a sexist, misogynist, homophobic twerp who got exposed in a global way by Netflix, by Louis Theroux, for what you are. You're a little half-wit, and you'll make your little followers
don't get rattled.
A little laugh
don't get
and everything
rattled.
else. But I don't see any point wasting. There's no point me wasting my time talking to you. Is there? What's the point?
Exactly. No. Do you know what? Let's chill it down then, because what I just said, there's 50 more things that we can have a stupid back and forth and try and one-up each other.
I don't
just
care
talk
about
to me
your silly
normally.
Insults.
Talk to me normally. Talk to me normally.
I don't care about your silly insults.
But what do you mean you don't care? What do you mean you don't care? What I said is facts. I have a picture of it. I can flip it around and show you right now.
I couldn't care less about your silly little insults. It's like a 2-year-old. Why would I care?
A 2-year-old? A 2-year-old? Listen, sir, I don't know why you come on and you talk like you're holier than thou. As soon as you're away,
All right, let's
who's
end
this?
this.
Applications are open.
All right, let's just
That's your ting, bro. That's your girl.
Let's end this.
Cooked.
You know what? I'm not doing this. Sorry, guys. It's pointless.
Just seeing Piers Morgan storm off his own show was some hilarious shit. What did you think I was going to say? He ran to his car to cry.
He gonna cry in the car.
Now, do I fully agree with HS Tiki Taki? I find it hard to fully agree with myself sometimes. I challenge my own thoughts. So no, but I think the better troll won in this situation. See, truth of the matter is, HS was placed in this situation for entertainment and humiliation. And I kind of get it. I myself create content speaking on topics that may also be sensitive to others as well. I give my opinions, I crack jokes, but it's never just about money or to be malicious. See, I look at most situations like a teachable moment. What did I learn? What can I share that can be beneficial to the audience? Not just the, I don't like what you said, let's gang up. And that's what this felt like. My takeaway is this: don't bite off more than you can chew. This was Piers' attempt to dogpile on an already heavily scrutinized individual. HS Tiki Taki was supposed to be the helpless dog with all the raggedy pitchforks pointed towards him. But when that dog back is against the wall, he would do anything to defend himself. Bark, scratch, and eventually bite back. But hey, that's just my perspective. And sometimes perspective is fueled by how much money you can make by moving with the crowd, never stopping to think that maybe that dog is already carrying enough.